Hey everybody, this is Alex Merced, and you're listening to the thoughts and opinions of Alex Merced. Again, not every episode's a political one. Sometimes I just want to talk about things that I enjoy. And last night I got to see Deadpool and Wolverine, and it was a fantastic experience. Probably going. I rarely ever see a movie more than once. So this will probably be one that I will go back to the theater to watch again. It was just a fun adventure from beginning to end. If a movie was like if a roller coaster ride was a movie, this is probably one of the better examples of that kind of feel, where it's just basically a kinetic, just non-stop journey to the end of the movie from beginning to end. Now, again, it always comes down to expectations. So if you were going into this to say, hey, is this going to be sort of a major plot moving part of the MCU? I don't know if I'd call it that. Like, I don't think it filled some gaps for how certain characters will know each other going forward and how things will kind of connect later on, but it doesn't necessarily like move forward as sort of the larger eventual plot of, like, let's say Secret Wars, where you have um the multiverse colliding. Like, it didn't really like go there. I'm not gonna get too much into the actual plot because it's a good adventure. Overall, it's just a really good movie. I would say, like, you could watch it having just watched the Deadpool movies and have a good time. But really, to get the maximum value out of this movie, you really do have to be your standard millennial, because it's like it goes beyond just sort of like the Fox universe, the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It goes into the entire sort of millennial zeitgeist. Like, basically all the things that people sort of like my age, I'm like 39, grew up with. Okay, as far as like the song choices, a lot of the references, it was all very, very sort of millennial centric. So if you're of that generation, or was immersed in the culture of that generation quite a bit, you're gonna have a good time. Okay, you're gonna have the maximum amount of good time. If not, it's still pretty funny. The jokes overall are pretty funny. It is probably the most crude, the most violent of the Deadpool movies. And if you've seen the other two, like that's hard to imagine, because those last two were pretty violent and pretty crude, in the best of ways. But overall, I really enjoyed Deadpool and Wolverine. It was a great take on Wolverine, and it was a really good arc for the two of them. Like, it really was like a really good buddy cop movie in a sense. Like, it's not Deadpool with Wolverine in it. It's very much a Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Like they are the central characters. They both kind of go through the same sort of character arc, and the climax is very much it's a Deadpool and Wolverine movie. Cameos, lots of cameos. The cameos are good. Generally, every cameo, I can only think of one that was just like a quick sort of like, oh, okay, this person's here and they're gone. But for the most part, like, the vast majority of the cameos play a role in the plot and add to the experience. Overall, it's just there was definitely lots of times where I was surprised that it went where it went. And that might oversell it a little bit, because it's not like they're earth shattering, but they're like, hey, again, if you've watched the 20th Century Fox movies, if you've watched the Marvel Cinematic Universe, if you grew up sort of immersed in sort of like millennial, like, basically pop music of the 90s, there's just going to be so many different points where you're just going to smile, and just be like, have those member berries just kind of really kickstart. So overall, I can't speak highly enough of this movie. Again, is it like, I mean, there's definitely some great acting and some great emotional moments. But this movie is a movie that's purely focused on you having fun. and the people, and then focusing on the people who are making it having fun, and that comes across that everyone was having a blast doing this movie, and no one took themselves too seriously, and that made it a lot of fun. And honestly, that's what I like. And then again, a lot of people like hate on, like, let's say like Thor, Love and Thunder, but that's actually one of the aspects I like about Thor and Love and Thunder. I like that it didn't take itself too seriously and was fun and silly and funny. And I genuinely enjoy those moments. Like I also enjoyed She-Hulk, and I enjoyed the sort of not taking itself too seriously of it. So overall, I enjoy the funny bits. And this definitely had lots of funny bits. Yeah, just go watch it. Just go watch it. You'll have a good time. Go into it just wanting to have a good time, and you'll have a good time. And I won't be surprised if you want to go see it again. I recommend seeing it again. This is definitely one of those movies that would be cool to see it, kind of see how the numbers can rack up. So those are my thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine. Have a great day and enjoy.